All right, guys, we're going to the gym, okay? Tips and tricks to make it to the gym every day, every other day. First things first. My God, the sun's in my back. First things first, you gotta wake up. Gotta wake up in time to make it to the gym. Which means you gotta get up at least 30 minutes before you want to leave for the gym. Because we always have to kill time in bed a little bit and freshen up a little bit. I like to brush my teeth and, wipe down a little bit, put some underarm guard, spray a little something before we head out. Second thing, find something to eat. I like to eat a banana. That's my go-to. Have a banana, I eat it. I like to eat before I leave the house. Not while I'm on my way or whatever. So eat before you leave. And not last, but the most important thing for me now is, if you don't feel like it, actually I drink this all the time. Drink your pre-workout, okay? By the time the caffeine hits you, other people double dose. I only do one. The caffeine's gonna get you by the time you're at the gym, depending on how far. Okay, we're gonna start with the Stairmaster. See if we can make it in 5 minutes. Next stop is the treadmill. 20 minutes. Stairmaster is evil. The aim is to do 1 mile. And that's my pace. If I keep it, I'll be done in 20. This is where we are. Like, being on the treadmill is like resting compared to being on the Stairmaster. That's the point. All right, we're done on the treadmill. Basically, we're done with our warm-up. That's it. I'm a sweaty mess, so I need a break. We're gonna do some arm and back stuff. Okay. 3 reps of 20. I forgot the weight. Okay, there are towels in here. I'm gonna grab some to wipe myself down after I'm done with a few sets, with my last 2 sets. I felt like I moved through that one pretty fast, so I'm going to turn off the camera and slow it down, just so that I feel everything that I'm supposed to feel. I'll be back when I'm done. Okay. I did it at 30 pounds. Guys, I finally found the lower back machine. I think it's been here all this time. Gyms are truly intimidating. It feels so crazy just walking around for the machine you need. But I found something, so I'm gonna use it. Some lunges, some squats, some abs, but I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to record anything. Just let's do this. Lunges humble me every single time. I only did 30 traveling lunges which is like 15 on each side. I died. I'm actually dead. All right, we're gonna do some ab work. It's not gonna be much, just some Russian twists, and then stretch, and then go. All right, we're done for today. Let's go get out of these sweaty clothes and start our day. Okay, I'm definitely a sweaty mess, but I'm done. I think I did okay. I always feel like I'm running. No, I always run out of time in the gym, but I can't spend, well, I'd have to wake up earlier if I want to spend a couple hours at the gym instead of one, so. Guys, what is life? What is that? That person is absolutely in the wrong lane and they're just chilling. I don't know how they got there. I don't know what their plan is, but yep, crazy things do happen. Baby, it's food time. Yeah. I've got a package actually that I need to open. It's from Amazon. There it is. It's actually just a mouse. All right, I decided to get a mouse because you know what? I actually don't mind the pad, right? The mouse pad on a laptop, but then being at work, right? You realize that, you know what? I miss the old school way. Like when you have a lot of clicking through different pages to do and stuff like that, you realize, you know what? I like the mouse, and I'm not very good with the Mac commands shortcuts, like not all of them, especially around editing and stuff like that. So I'm still kind of figuring it out. But yeah, so I decided to just buy myself a mouse. It was only $6. It was only $6. I'm literally using a scissors that's really not for this, but it's getting, I'm gonna cry the day that these are gonna be blunt because of my shenanigans. Okay, it's hot. Yeah, so I decided to get a mouse. Just gonna set it all up right here on my little desk. Initially I wanted a white one, a white mouse. I was like, oh, it's just the Mac look and everything. But then the black one was cheaper, and I was like, I'm not trying to buy an expensive thing. And I also got the one with the cord. So I actually do have one of those Bluetooth mouse thingies, but they are battery powered, whereas these are not. It's just a regular mouse. These are not battery powered. First of all, I had the plug connected to the mouse. I lost the mouse. I found the mouse. I lost the plug. I was like, I'm gonna do it old school. I'm gonna hate the cable. I know that. In fact, let me hold on to this little thing so that I can keep the cable short. I'm gonna hate the cable. I know that because I already get frustrated with mics and everything else that has cables, but it's better for me to keep it and just suffer than try to go the wireless route. Honestly, I get sick and tired of the wireless stuff because you always have to charge it. You always have to charge it, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I get frustrated. So it's almost like wireless for your phone, and then regular old school for your computer. The girlies are making me consider getting an actual desktop, but hopefully not anytime soon. All right, do I want to tell you guys a story? Is that what this is about? Do you want to do a little story time? Little mini story time about the time I got subpoenaed. Have you ever been subpoenaed? Woke up in the morning, saw an envelope. My husband's typically the one who gets mail, who picks up the mail. So he went, he picked up the mail, and he just puts it on the dining table typically, and then we each go through our own mail, and then we trash what we don't need, and then we keep what we want to keep. And we also have like little drawers in the dining room for like important documents go here from the mail. So we just put everything in there. But I saw this thing and it just looked like an important document, and I was like, is it one of those good scams or whatever? But then or one of those good like marketing material that looks like something important but it's not. And then I was like, you know what, let me just open the envelope. And also, you know, mail from like the state or the government or the court has a way that it's written. I go in there, and this is in maybe in March or something like that. I don't even remember. It's a little bit later. It's still cold. Yeah, I've forgotten. It's still cold, but it's not freezing. So I will open the mail, and it's like, you've been subpoenaed. I'm like, hello? I've been subpoenaed? You know, I felt so bamboozled. I was like, don't they serve like I don't know why I thought about it as like you've been served, but I'd been subpoenaed. And then I read the whole thing and I was like, can I have to go to court? I read the whole thing and they're like, you must be there. Failure to show up equals what. And then they're like, if you need a day off from your employer, please, you know, let them know. And then we will compensate you for being present, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is the backstory. This is why I'd been subpoenaed. It was still very uncomfortable, feels still very scary, but once I saw what it was about, I didn't feel as like intimidated. So a few months back, my husband went to go pick up dinner at our favorite Indian spot. It's not our favorite Indian spot anymore, and I was definitely nervous about parking that area for a little bit. Hopped into my car, goes over there, picks up and parks the car like on the street and walks inside to go pick up the food. And guys, you know, sometimes when you call in, it was a Sunday, so like Sunday evenings are like busy times. You know, they'll let you know an estimate of when you can pick up the food, but they were just taking a little bit longer. Like there was like a little bit of like an extra 5 or 10 minutes wait for the food. And so he's chilling in there, and then literally he steps outside, and he told me this right now. He steps outside, and there were police officers everywhere at the intersection. He steps outside, and somebody has driven into my car. I don't know if I still have pictures of what it looked like, but the person drove into my car. The car is parked on the street at the corner, and they drove into it. It didn't make sense. They drove into the car so much so that it drove into the next car, and it was basically totaled because there was a hit from the front and a hit at the back as well. And like one of they hit the tire. It didn't make sense. Honestly, it was almost impossible to tell what really happened. And the lady was drunk, I think. So my husband called me to come pick him up, basically, because obviously he couldn't drive. So, you know, you do the thing. Call insurance, make a police report. Basically, the police came to the scene, asked him all the questions. He explained it's her vehicle, I was driving it. I was parked right here, I wasn't in the car, which actually apparently makes a big deal. Like with insurance, if something happens whilst you're in the car, then it still counts against you. But if something happens when you're not in the vehicle, and you're not driving, and you're not, you know, none of those things, it's completely different. So he wasn't in the vehicle. The other person wasn't in the vehicle either. So pulled up to pick him up. You know, we moved all the things from my vehicle to his vehicle. Even towed the vehicle. Like they called a tow truck, because I don't think we called our insurance for that. They called a tow truck, and they picked up everything, cleaned up the debris, and arrested the woman on the spot. They arrested the woman on the spot. Fast forward, we do everything, get a new car, everything's good. Fast forward months later, that's when I got the subpoena. And so I had almost forgotten about this. And the subpoena was addressed to me,
because I was the owner of the vehicle. And I was looking at my husband like, what am I going to tell them? I wasn't even there. And he was like, I already did the police report. I'm sure if there's anything they need, they're going to use the police report. And I'm sure all you're going to have to do is confirm that, it's you or something like that. So wake up super early. I think you have to be at court by like 9 a.m. I guess. I woke up super early, went to the courthouse. When I tell you that I woke up super early and I got myself dolled up, okay? I'm wearing my cute coat, my hair's done, my makeup is done, I got my lip gloss on, I've called off work, all the shebang. I went into the building, went upstairs, and like literally there's a row of courtrooms. Like there's just so many courtrooms, and they'll have your number. And I went to the courtroom door. Guys, when I tell you that I was standing next to people, most courts are public records, so it's not like I'm sharing tea. But when I tell you that I was standing next to people who were, I think, there to support a family member and be witnesses in a family member's case, who was in trouble, okay? And they would try, in their head, they were like, they were having a conversation. They're like, I don't understand why the other person doesn't just drop the charges. And I'm like, I'm just eavesdropping, and I can understand why the other person doesn't drop their charges. And also, honestly, the family members, they look like they come from a rough part of town, have a rough upbringing, because they did not look presentable. They didn't look like the kind of people who would be able to give a good character witness. Here's what I'm going to say about that. It's not about what you're wearing. It's not about wearing the world's best. It's about wearing your best. They literally looked like they hadn't showered. They looked like the clothes they were wearing hadn't been ironed. They looked rough. Even for people who could have slept outside the courthouse because maybe they had to drive in from somewhere, or could have slept in a vehicle outside the courthouse, they could have at least taken 5 minutes at the bathroom to just freshen up their looks. Tuck in the shirt, button up, not even button up, like just get your look together. You know what I mean? They did not look like they would be good character witnesses for this person. I was already feeling sorry for that person. Fortunately for me, and there were a lot of other people who were out there that I didn't get to hear their tea. But fortunately for me, the bailiff steps outside and then he's just going through the list. So he's like, if you're here as a witness, stand to the right. If you've been asked to be, step to the left. And then he just asks me, hey ma'am. First of all, he was just looking at me like, girl, you ain't supposed to be here. You don't look like you know what's going on here. So he stepped to me first and he was like, ma'am, why are you here? And I showed him my thing and he's like, here's what we're gonna do. He was like, do you want her to be accountable for anything more? Like, do you want her to pay restitution basically to you for what she did? And I was like, no, I don't want anything else from her. Her car insurance took care of everything that I would have needed care for. And he was like, did you lose out on like work or whatever? And I was like, no, I was able to get around and get by without, like, regardless of what happened, right? And he was like, okay, then you can just sign here that you were here and you're not going to be needed during your case. And I was like, thank you. And I literally looped around and left. When I tell you I was walking out of there with joy in my heart, I couldn't even imagine being sworn in, like, to testify that yes, this woman, yes, this woman drove into my car and she was drunk and la la, and my husband was ready. I just didn't even want. Am I the only person who really? And I've been to court before in my life. We're not going to talk about that one. I've been to court before in my life, but am I the only person who just has such a reverence for the judicial system, and also does not want to interrupt the judicial system? Like, I don't even want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't want to break no law. Judicial system just as minimal as possible is what I will do in my life till I die. Amen. Okay, so yeah, that was my experience. That was how I got subpoenaed. But as you can see, I'm alive and well, lived to fight another day. Well, yeah, honestly, it was nothing. Looking back, it was nothing. That's how I like it. Shout out to that bailiff. I don't know if they're supposed to do that. I'm sorry, Mr. Bailiff. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's how he handled that situation. I'm pretty sure it's because they were overwhelmed with cases and just having one judge sit there and go through all of them. So yeah, that was my experience of how I got subpoenaed. I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna get back to work. Bye guys. Sit outside. Actually, hey, say hi. You're like, nope. Okay, we're gonna go get some ice cream. I can't wait. Oh, pineapple upside down sundae. That's cute. Peach Melba sundae. That's interesting. Yes, I have. So I got the strawberry shortcake with strawberry ice cream. I hope it gives me all the strawberry that I want. And their strawberry sorbet is good.